talk about today why more wild witchy women are choosing to be child-free, like me. So if that's something that you're interested in, then stay tuned for your daily dose of dragon feather. But I am super excited because I'm feeling a little bit better today. I'm not feeling the best, unfortunately, but I do have hold on, I have to like take the medicine off the screen. Okay, so I don't get flagged. But look, we have a new mug for the stream, so I can have my not YouTube friendly beverages on the stream with us. So grab a snack, grab a drink, grab whatever it is that you guys need for your little hangout session, and we are going to talk about some really fun, lighthearted things today. So yeah, I hope you guys are doing great. I personally have been, just dealing with health issues the past few days, but I've been really doing a lot of hard work behind the scenes, and some of my big projects are about to launch here pretty soon. I just kind of wanted to talk a little bit about it before we jump into the live here. But I do know it's been taking a little bit longer than like I actually wish that it was, but it's okay because we finally got everything starting to work and in the making. Everything is right on time now, right on schedule, and there's just a little bit more. Just hang on just a little bit more, my friends. Archdragon, hey, hi, hello, welcome to the live for your daily dose of dragon feather. We are just hanging out for like 3 to 5 minutes before we jump into the video topic, so I hope you have a snack or a drink. I got a new mug for the live. It's to have all my medicine in, or my not terms of service friendly stuff. So I hope you guys are excited as much as I am. It's just been kind of annoying having to drink things off of the stream. So yeah, I have been doing really exciting news. Some of it's at the beginning of next month, some of it's coming out, this month, like towards the end of this month, but we're gonna be able to have like the focus of next month, all the daily dose of dragon feather. I'm gonna be able to like do like every single live pretty much daily with like a focus on building a sacred space. It's gonna be really exciting. I'm so excited. I'm gonna show you guys how to basically build from the ground up, like a bare bones room filled with nothing, all the way up will pretty much be our focus for next week. I'm sorry, next month. But today, I've just been a little called to share about, why a lot more of like wild witchy women are choosing to be child free. And it's really apparently a hot topic for a lot of people to talk about. I'm not really sure why people care so much about whether or not people like me are having kids. Oh, it's weird. Like that's a little personal, isn't it? That feels like a question that that maybe God should be asking me, maybe my doctor, maybe even not my doctor. So, because sometimes my doctors have even said some awful things to me about that. So I'm just here to share my experience with you guys as somebody who is a wild witchy woman who has chosen to be child free. And I just kind of wanted to elaborate on that and just kind of like answer any questions that you guys might have about my choice or about my journey and coming to that decision. And so I'm really, it's taken me a long time to really feel like confident enough to like talk about this kind of thing, because I've gotten a lot of not only pushback online about this kind of thing when I've talked a little bit about it on TikTok, but I've also gotten a lot of hate from some family members, so maybe some friends that aren't really friends anymore. So it's just kind of like not really something that I want for myself, and a huge influence in my decision was being a witch and pursuing my path to becoming a high priestess. Now that I've become a high priestess, that was just the beginning of my journey. Now that I have reached a certain level in my practice as a witch, like my real work has only just begun. And the truth of the matter is that like more wild witchy women are choosing not to have children right now is because they literally have better things to do. Like, I know that might disappoint you guys, but like that I could literally end the live right there, and that could be the video. Phantom of the Sea, thanks for joining the live. I'm non-binary and I'm not having children. Exactly. And you know, we're not here to like hate on people who do have kids, because like there's so many people in my life who have chosen to have children, who never expected to have children, who are just some of the most incredible parents that I've ever seen, and watching the way they parent their children kind of heals a part of my soul. And also, a lot of the children that are coming into the world right now are just incredibly, incredibly special kids. Just brilliant, brilliant souls, have a lot of just innate knowledge about the world, and it's just really fascinating. But like, I think that it's just also important to hold space for the people who also don't want to have kids. You know, it's like such, it shouldn't be such a serious issue, and we're kind of trying to tackle that topic today. So I hope that you guys are excited. Some people are meant to be parents, others aren't. Yeah, and unfortunately, I feel like a lot of people who are having kids are the people who shouldn't be having kids, and the people who are choosing not to have kids would actually probably be better parents. Like, maybe I could be wrong, but like in my experience, that's just what I've seen. And for me, instead of being jealous of other people that could live more extravagant lives than me, I'm gonna work on making that for myself. Yeah, dude. The best thing that I could have ever done for myself was, you know, choosing not to like start a family with somebody when I was really young, because I really almost did that. And with someone else, I'm with somebody new now. And actively choosing not to have children with like other people in the past who I really thought I was going to have kids with, was the best decision I ever made, because now I'm able to live the dream life that I'm living. And for the first time, for a lot of like women in their like historical bloodlines, like in their like personal family lines, like they're the first women who are able to have their own job and able to, you know, provide for themselves financially for the first time. Like for the first time, women all over the world, especially in America, and people who, you know, are around my circle anyway, you know, there's more women I know who are homeowners and living on their own, than living with a spouse, if that makes sense. And, you know, the men of the same age, like more of those men are still living with their family and their parents, unless it's like with other women. Like if they aren't living with their parents, it's like because they're living with other women. And like they have like a partner and they're like a family, like they're adults, you know what I mean? But like, you know, I do have some friends who are also men who live alone, right? But it's like there's, you know, I know people all around the demographic, right? But like at the end of the day, like never before, I've seen more women having the opportunity to choose that life for themselves. And for many women, it's an incredibly attractive alternative to maybe having kids, you know, like having kids is a very extremely laborious process for a lot of women, and it can be very scary, and it's something that like no human being should ever be forced to go through if that's what they want. You know, it's like really not that hard. Let's see. Blessed. Hey, Eddie's Funhouse, thanks for joining the live. Sukinia? Did I say your name right? Thanks for joining the live. How did you become a priestess? I can definitely do a live on that sometime soon, but I definitely will. I'm gonna be single forever because of taxes. No, Conqueror Black God, thanks for joining the live. Like, the only reason why people think they'll be single forever is because they choose that reality for themselves. Like, the best thing you can do to like not be single forever is to just do your best to be a better person, and like you're gonna find the people who are meant for you along the way on that journey. Like, and this is what and that is universally true for like men or women, you know what I mean? Like any man or woman I've ever met, if they're prioritizing bettering themselves as a person and bettering their lives in every way they can, like they have a lot of like wonderful relationships in their lives, because they're prioritizing the quality of their relationships, not only with themselves, but with those around them, you know? And right now, more wild witchy women are prioritizing their relationships with themselves, are prioritizing the relationships with their family instead, you know, with their communities instead, with helping people around them instead, you know? Like a lot of us feel a little anxious about the state of the world, and we want to fight for a better world before we'll consider bringing more children here. Like, that's just like my experience as somebody who's able to have kids, you know? Hey, Fred's Dimension, thanks for joining live. Guy who lives alone here, I want everyone to have that choice, period. Dude, really appreciate that, you know? I really want everybody to have the choice to have children or not, you know? But the reality is like, sometimes that's kind of a really complicated ask, you know? It takes two people to have a child, and like, you have to kind of qualify for that sometimes, you know? Sometimes children just like happen. It's actually pretty common, but like, you know, if you're trying to like actually create a family and create a life with somebody, like, it's just a lot harder now than it ever was before, especially like even just like 20-30 years ago, you know? That's kind of what I mean. Holy crap, I've decided to be child-free. It's such a crazy thing I'm going through right now. LOL. Freya, hi Wraith, I hope I said your name. Thanks for joining the live. Yeah, it's something that I felt the need to talk about today just because of a little bullshit that I saw on my For You page when I woke up making some dinner. I mean, not making some dinner, making some breakfast. But like, I just felt the need to talk about it from like a witchy perspective, because that was hugely what informed my decision to be child-free. I also am somebody who particularly suffers with a lot of like reproductive health issues, and that's a huge reason why I choose to be child-free. And like, I am not like I don't mind talking about this. Like, I mostly don't advertise this information to people in my personal life. You know, a lot of people in my personal life, I'll literally just tell them, oh, you know, like, if God wills it, then that's what it is, you know? Like, if the universe decides I have kids, then that's what happens, you know? But like, now it's just like each day that goes by, I just want to focus more and more on my craft. I want to focus more on my practice and my relationship to my guardians, my relationship to God and Goddess, my relationship to my spirit team. I want to focus more on, you know, finding a way to help my community around me. This is a huge reason why like children just doesn't really make sense to me right now, and like a physical, like, I get pregnant and I birth a child. Like, this is why I say that like I adopted the hatchling clan, because like the way that I show up for you guys, like the hatchlings, like, is the way that I would want to show up for a child in a way, you know? I know it's through a phone, I can't like, you know, hold you and hug you and like, you know, give you a little nuggie. I can't do that, but like, I'm like doing the best that I can by like showing up for you guys like essentially every single day, you know, trying to give you that consistency, because like, I've adopted you. Like, you need my love and my care and my attention. Come here. Let me love you. Please let me love you. You know what I mean? Like, and because I like am prioritizing your guys' growth and your guys' development, you know, because I care about you people. Like, is that like a bad thing that I want like my community to like develop themselves as best they can, and I want to do whatever I can and invest myself however I can and develop my talents however I can to help you guys get there? Like, I'm not the only woman with that kind of a priority right now. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not the only wild witchy woman who's thinking that way. If that makes sense. Freya, that's one less slave for the Empire. Oh my goodness, there's some stuff in here. This video popped up at a crazy time for me, lol. No, I'm so happy to have that. I'm parenting my children and my inner child. It's not for the faint of heart, and there's no shame in choosing to parent yourselves first and foremost. Yeah, Cyan Phalian, thanks for joining live as always. Good to see you. Absolutely. This is a huge reason why I am choosing to be child-free, at least for now, you know? Like, I know some people who are child-free choose to like get their uteruses removed or have operations that sterilize themselves. I personally always have like had this feeling of, what if I change my mind, or like maybe I want to have that option in the future, you know? And also, I don't really want to undergo an invasive procedure if it's not like essentially medically necessary. And for me, you guys, it might actually be medically necessary. I might medically need to be sterilized for my own health. That would really suck. I'm trying to avoid that kind of a scenario, just because my health really does suck in that respect. But like, that's a huge reason why I haven't gotten that procedure done yet, is because like, I just feel like it hasn't necessarily been like for me, but it's definitely necessary for some people who need it. And I have every single need in my soul for it to be available for me if I were to change my mind tomorrow and want that done, you know? But the thing is like, I also, for my own personal practice, for my own witchcraft, my like period every single month is extremely important to me. Like my connection like to my like menstrual cycle as a witch is incredibly sacred to me, and that gets heavily disrupted when you have children. And something that really helps me feel regulated and like calm and like healthy as a human being who has like menstruation, like I literally need to have that cycle be as regulated and as natural as possible because I already face so many health issues. I can't be adding more to that issue, to that problem, you know? But like at the same time, like it's an incredibly important choice, you know, to have kids, because like you're talking about other people who are their own individuals that didn't ask to be here, and you're going to be entirely responsible for their development. And a lot of people have a lot of work to do inside here before they ever attempt to like try and raise another human being. And I think that this whole pressure for like women to have kids super young is like really harming the future generations of our society, because like we're not able to actually show up for our kids the way that we could if we, you know, took that time to heal the generational trauma and took that time to reparent ourselves and took the time to build, you know, our like build ourselves a little bit better and make sure that we have like developed healthier habits if maybe we don't have healthy habits. All of these things really matter, you know? Sounds logical. Yeah, exactly. What if you need your other half to complement things you don't recognize? Joseph Santana, thanks for joining the live. You don't need anyone but yourself. And if you think that you do, that is the first part you need to look at. You are doing awesome in that, and we appreciate it. Oh, well, thanks. I have lady problems too. Childbirth looks horrible also. Yeah, exactly. I can't, I'm not interested in any of that. That's not for me. Periods suck, dude. Yeah. I avoid semen like the plague. That's so funny. I love this chat right now. This is so funny. My child is my dog. I gave birth to him. Yeah, I say that I gave birth to Nyala too. For those of you guys who don't know, I have a little kitten my boyfriend got me. And I call her my little baby girl. If you can farm children, you can have one. I'm not really sure what that means, Joseph. Just so you know. That sounds, you're borderline little bit sus with that comment. Phantom of the Sea, when I heard that female reproductive muscles have the strength to crush things, I suddenly became horrified of myself. Yeah, dude, a lot of like wild witchy women, man, we just find the whole thing off-putting. The whole thing is just a little too wild. No, I understand, man. Like, it's just, there's so many things that go into it that just like genuinely disturb me. Like, I have a lot of mental health issues too, and I like really am focusing on like healing that. And like also, like, if you want to know truly how I feel, like the true thing about why I won't have kids is because like the state of the world and the state of the world's attitude towards children, you know, especially if I were to have like either gender, man, like any gender, like any way a child chooses to go, like it just, there's so many things that could go wrong outside of my control. Like the environment is not sustainable for raising kids, at least to my standard. Like I feel like my children are way too good for this world. So like when I get a better world, like I'll have kids. Like I'm not opposed. Like this is like why I'm genuinely one of the people who's like, nah, I'm like not gonna get my uterus removed unless it's like absolutely necessary. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe it is medically necessary for me. Who knows? I don't know. But like I'm just like, hey, give me a better world and I will give you some kids. Like I don't mind. Like no, like I didn't think that that was going to be such a controversial thing, but like I guess it is. Like I just maybe would like a world where like countries don't try to assert themselves on top of other countries and bomb them in the process. Like don't really like that. You know, I would like to live in a world where we, you know, like let countries keep their own resources and not stick our nose in it if it's not our business, just because, ooh, valuable, like, I want a better world. Give me a better world. I'll give you some better kids, okay? Am I wrong for that? According to some men at graduations, I'm wrong for that. My partner calls periods an unwanted subscription to Satan's waterfall. Oh my god. That, I'm gonna just write that one down for myself. I'm gonna use that one. I'm gonna use that one later tonight. That is hilarious. I don't necessarily mind, you know, having a period. It's just like the extent and the horrible pain that I do experience with them is just enough to make me never want to touch anything childbirth related with a 10 million foot pole. I just couldn't do it to save the life of anyone, or anything. It's not for me. Give us good kids who can make the world better. No, give me a better world and I'll give you the good kids. You know, like, I'm not the only one who feels that way. You know, like, that's not how that works, okay? Like, we have to be better first and set an example for our children. Like, do we not, I call it the Betty of Gettysburg, put it in my kitty meow meow. Oh my god, I should rename the stream to The Chat Mixes Are a Laugh for an Hour. Because that's what this is. My kids were going to come through no matter what I did, so my job has become making their world worthy of them. Become making their world worthy of them. I try my best to survive, letting them keep their wings. Aw, that's so sweet. That's another thing too, you know, that I think is a huge challenge for a lot of women, is that when we have kids, usually it becomes almost entirely our responsibility to care for those kids. We've really lost the element of the village, of the community. Sometimes we're really lucky and we get partners and maybe a mom or a grandma or like a family member, maybe a sister or brother, who can help us with raising our kids, but sometimes it all falls on the mama's shoulders, and it's almost like if she doesn't sacrifice parts of herself, then her kids won't survive in the best way. And that's like the hardest thing in the world, that I think a lot of women are being faced with the understanding of that and the choice to being able to choose not to do that. Because like some women just have the desire to do whatever it takes to care for their kids. They do. They literally do. And some just literally don't. And like, both of them are objectively neutral. Like, both of those attitudes are objectively neutral, but one is necessary to like have like children in a good way. You know, like, I just really think it's also a very individual situation. Like, everybody's individual experiences are so different, you know, like, it's so different. Like, the only superheroes that exist today on this planet are mothers. Like, and I will die on that hill. Like, I do not care. Like, you are literally such a it costs so much to be a mom. You know what I mean? Like, it costs so much to have like kids in every sense of the word, you know, like and it shouldn't be like that. Like, it shouldn't be such a self-sacrificial thing to do. We need a society, we need an environment, women, especially wild witchy women who have a lot of wisdom and have a lot of willpower to change the world for the better, are choosing not to have kids because, like, genuinely they don't think it's sustainable for their entire lifetime, for the entire lifetime of their children. They look at the world today and they're like, I just don't have confidence that they're going to be okay if I am gone. You know? And some women who are mothers today are doing everything they can in their power to make a better world. And that's why I'm choosing not to have children, so I can dedicate my entire life to helping them see that happen, to helping them build a better world for their kids. because maybe in the process of that, I'll see the world change and I'll want to have kids too, and that'll be a beautiful happy ending, right? But until then, I'm not interested, you know? And I'm not the only one, and there's just nothing that you can do to change our minds. And like, no matter what you want to do to force our hand in creating children, like, it's just not gonna work. It's just not the way it works. Like, if we want more happy, healthy kids, we need to create a happy, healthy environment for them to thrive. You know, like, we need to create a society that focuses and prioritizes the safety of women and children before anyone else, because that's not what we have right now. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, I feel unsafe every single day of my life as a woman in this world. Why the hell would I bring a child into that experience? Not for me. You know, like, there's also so many kids here that I could just, like, I would rather help that already exist. Like, I would rather dedicate my resources and my wisdom and my knowledge, you know, and my care to them. And I have, you know, like, because it takes a village for them. And a lot of these kids that are alive today do not have a community to help them. And that's why they turn to things like drugs. And that's why they turn to things like violence. And that's why they turn to things like, you know, red pill podcasters, because they're looking for a figure to look up to. They're looking for a way to feel powerful, to feel like they matter, to feel like they're good enough. Like, there's such a lack of support for children. Like, I am choosing not to have kids so I can be the support for those kids. Like, and people have such a hard time wrapping their mind around that. And it's just like, no, we need more community care. Like, the wild witchy women see that, they understand that, and they're prioritizing things like fighting for our rights. They're prioritizing things like land back. They're prioritizing things like ending all genocide. Like, never again meant never again for everybody. You know what I mean? Like, that's what the wild witchy women are prioritizing right now, because before it's too late for us wild witchy women to have kids, we're trying everything we can to see a world that's worthy of that for some of us. You know, some women are choosing to have kids, you know, that's amazing. Like, and that's also sometimes not their choice too. And that's also a real shame if people are being forced into that, because again, they shouldn't. It should always be a decision of how to live your life. Like, it is your body. Like, you're the only one that lives there. At the end of the day, if I don't own my flesh and my blood, like, burn it all to the ground. That is why wild witchy women are choosing to be child-free. You know? So there's that. Weren't you a kid at some point? What's the point of your existence then? Well, I mean, I was a kid at one point, and because my parents weren't well equipped enough to be able to support me in the way that I needed, I suffered, and I looked for that support in ways that ended up hurting me in the long run. And that's why I talk about what I talk about, because I barely survived my addictions. I barely survived my sexual trauma. Like, I barely survived toxic relationships. Like, I barely survived bullying in school. Like, I barely survived that because, like, I didn't have the support and the community that I needed. You know what I mean? And, like, I also struggled within my own family because my parents didn't know how to properly regulate their emotions. They didn't know how to do anything but perpetuate most of their generational trauma back onto me, and now it's my decision to deal with that shit, and I didn't ask to be here. You know, like, the purpose of my existence is to fix it. The purpose of my existence is to feel all the bullshit and choose to be like, nah, no more. Like, the generational trauma ran in the family until it ran into me, and I'm done. You know what I mean? Like, and once I've healed that, like, now I need to see, you know, just a little bit better state of the world, have a little bit better hope for the environment, and do the best that I can to create that. And then maybe I'll see a world in an environment where I'm feeling safe enough to have kids, you know, because, like, at the end of the day, like, I need a nest to have a kid. Like, if I can't find a safe enough nest, like, biologically, like, I'm going to prioritize my survival. Like, this is, like, literal basic, like, elementary school biology. Like, why are we feeling any other type of way about this? Like, I just think that's, like, kind of weird. You're talking as if your kids are gonna have the same fate you had. Life is an experience I'm not just, I am not talking for my kids, because my kids don't exist. Phasey, thanks for joining the live, by the way. My kids don't exist. They never will exist, and I'm not gonna advocate for creatures or beings or humans that don't exist. Like, I'm advocating for me as a woman. I'm talking about the wild, witchy women who are choosing to make decisions for their own life, like, and not, like, opting out of the child experience, because they can do that. That's their life. You know, God gave us free will. You know, like, there's no problem with that. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, and I will do as a woman, like, I will do everything I can to ensure the survival and the optimal health of my, like, offspring. Like, that's just the way that it is. And right now, I just don't see a good roll of the dice, you know? So that's why I'm prioritizing creating a better environment by, you know, making sure that we're prioritizing the health of our people. You know, we're not bombing things and releasing so much CO2 into the freaking environment, you know? Maybe we should stop killing each other. I don't know, just an idea. And also maybe we should just focus on not making weapons and making like more hospitals, and making more, like, I don't know, schools, and making, you know, more incentives for people to help kids grow. That's kind of the thing, for me anyway. And, like, I also personally know that if I have kids, like, I want them to be able to experience, like, religion and spirituality and magic in any way that they desire, and it not be an issue, like, and not be maybe detrimental to their safety. You know what I mean? Like, just for being a witch, you guys, in my lifetime, especially as a kid, I was subjected to so much violence, you know, like, especially from the Christian adults around me. And this is not to hate on Christianity. This is not about Christians. This is just my experience as a child who practiced witchcraft. You know what I mean? And I have absolutely, you know, found myself in so many scary situations as a kid that no matter what my parents did, they couldn't have prevented that happening, just because, like, kids have a life too. Like, I had friends who had parents who weren't nice to me. Like, I had teachers who weren't nice to me. Like, I had adults in my life who I thought I could trust that were not nice to me. I had adults and Girl Scouts who were not nice to me. I had adults in the YMCA who were not nice to me, because I liked witchy things, because I liked dragons, because I liked fantasy, you know, things. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just a lot. Their philosophy is really interesting. I don't agree with all of it, but I love learning new minds. Oh, that's cool, Faisy. Like, this is why I love, like, hanging out with people who, like, have different perspectives, and we welcome everybody of different perspectives on this chat. Like, on this channel, you know? The only line we draw is when you start harming other people or opposing your views on other people, because that is violence. You know, like, the whole point of this channel is to protect what is precious in this world, and to protect what is precious about you too. Because in protecting what is precious, that's where we find our power together. You know, like, and right now I'm so focused on protecting what's precious of our world before I bring anything else precious here. Because there's so many things and so many people and so many humans, especially children, that are worthy and deserving of protection, and they're just not going to get it unless people like me dedicate their whole lives to it. It's just the truth. You know, like, and now I'm able to be there in a way for the children in my community and in my family that they would have never had an adult like that in their life if I was preoccupied with raising kids of my own. You know, like, I'm able to provide that community as best as I can. And there's got to be women who do that too, you know, like, if if all the women in the world were supposed to have kids, then we would, but we don't. Like, if all the birds in the world, if all of their eggs were supposed to hatch, they would, but they don't. Like, some birds aren't successful. Some of them choose not to have kids too, you know, like, probably not in the sense that I am, because they don't have that cognitive thought, but like the kind of like the same thing applies. Like, if nature intended us to all be successful in it, like, we would be, you know what I mean? But like, we're not. And like, the problem is that more people would be trying to have kids successfully if it was just a better experience, but it's just not, you know. Raise awareness before you raise kids. Yeah, exactly. Like, that's, I think you should put that on a shirt. Like, that's great. I love that. I'm leaving the souls of my children up in the aether where they won't suffer. That's how I'm protecting them. They can see me when I go back. Yeah, Twinkleplasm. Good to see you, by the way. Thanks for joining the live. I literally, like, also have just, like, enjoyed my life so much without having children involved. Like, the amount of time and energy and resources that I have to dedicate towards cultivating the dream life that I want just it's just never been better. Like, I've never had more resources to put into furthering my craft. I've never had more resources to put into furthering my career. I've never had more resources to put into furthering my education. And above all else, like, I'm prioritizing my personal evolution above anything else. Yes, having kids is a way to evolve. Don't get me wrong. I'm not disregarding that. I'm saying, for me personally, having children will hinder my evolution instead of enabling it in a way. You know, for me, I need to be able to dedicate all of my energy and my effort on myself. Like, I am a mother to my inner child, and that is the only child I'm interested in having right now. And that's absolutely okay, you know? And a lot of wild witchy women are absolutely 100% focused on their wounded children in here right now, and they're mothering her. They're mothering the little girls inside of them that are trapped and scared and just, like, have no idea what to do. So it's all the super feminist sexual women had kids. They couldn't be a filter for weird people. If all the oh my goodness. Nah, man. Like, it's just not that black and white. Like, it's not like it's just not a simple, like, solution. Do you know what I mean? Faisy, you've earned a new sub. This is gold content. Oh my gosh, I adore you, Faisy. You're so sweet. Like, I'm sure we have extremely different, like, worldviews, but, like, I have so much love for you. Like, being able to be here and, like, engage with us without being disrespectful. Like, that's what we love to have on the channel. You know, that's what it means to be a hatchling, you know? Like, we're here to heal humanity together. That's what we do on the channel, okay? And, like, trust me, part of the process is, like, you know, healing each other. Like, I'm so interested in holding space for women specifically to heal themselves, so, like, maybe they want to have children. Like, maybe that's actually the best thing for, like, some other women to do, and they are never going to be able to get to a place where they're confident enough to have children unless they're able to experience the healing that I offer, or if they're able to experience, like, the coaching session that, like, X, Y, and Z woman offer. You know what I mean? Like, more and more women don't have to have kids. It's not that serious. Like, it's just not that serious. Like, you don't have to be. So it's not like, it doesn't have to be like this life or death situation. Oh my gosh. Like, no, like, relax, like, chill, man. Like, take a bite of a brownie. Like, it's really gonna be okay. Like, if some girls and women choose to not have kids, oh my gosh, like, it's not the end of the world. Like, breathe, okay? We're gonna just, okay, it's fine. It's fine. We can do whatever we want too, guys. It's fine. Cheers to Hello Kitty and friends. I'm a little afraid of some of you guys in the comment section. See, Fred's Dimension knows exactly what I'm talking about. Hash brownie at that, yeah. Faisy, I agree, but too much freedom without restrictions equal chaos. Well, that's because the true nature of reality is chaos. Like the only reason why there's any sort of order is because humans are imposing our will on reality. Like, that's literally it. We think we're, like, trying to put our own type of, like, like Law and Order onto it, but honestly, I hate to burst your bubble, Phasey, but like any sort of like order is just a different type of chaos. Like, oh my gosh, what a hot take, but like that's the truth. Like, you think that the type of law and order we have today is not chaos? It absolutely is chaos. Like, have you seen the world today? Like, oh my gosh, I love Chromie. Oh my gosh, look at how cute this mug is. She's right there. Like, I love Cinnamoroll, I love Kuromi, I love My Melody, Hello Kitty's kind of growing on me, I love Choco Cat and Pom Pom Purin and Tuxedo. Oh my gosh, they're just... love them all, they're so cute! It ain't that deep that you don't want kids. Yeah, exactly, Jay the Gay. It's really not that deep. That's the whole point of this literal video. Thank you. Shadowlands Radio. I'm snacking on some red wine flavored pretzels. Really? That's a thing? Good to see you, by the way. Thanks for joining the live. Let's see. It's good to listen to yourself if you don't think you should have kids. It's a mature and responsible decision. A lot of people with kids don't deserve to have kids, but did because the rules said so. Yeah, you know, like, I can't really feel like, I can't really speak for other people, I guess. Like, I can only speak for, like, my experience as a child and, like, my experience as a woman who's, like, capable of having children and who almost had children with, like, other men but decided not to for my own safety. And it worked out for me. I'm always gonna advocate for, like, everything needs to be available for women to have the freedom to choose what they want to do with their lives. Like, you didn't need me to tell you that. There's been a lot of women before me who look a lot different than me and who look a lot like me who've been telling you the same thing. I don't know if it's gonna take me telling you as well to get it through your heads. Maybe I'm speaking to the void here. But like, why is it so hard to just like leave women alone? Like, leave wild witchy women alone to choose to be child free. Like, that's allowed. You know, like, women are allowed to choose to be wild and witchy at any time too. That's also valid. You know, like, it's really not that serious. My girlfriend and I love Hello Kitty and Friends. I am the My Melody to her Komi. Oh my god, that's so cute! I'm trying to get more like Sanrio stuff, like in Hello Kitty stuff, like that my boyfriend would like to wear, because he's just kind of like picky sometimes. So, lucky number 26. Hey, hi, hello. Thanks for joining the live. Good to see you again. My birth parents were the type of people who should have refrained from kids before they were ready mentally. Yeah, Shadowlands Radio. I know that my parents were very heavily influenced by religion and the culture of the time to have kids, and also just the lack of access to choose any other life, especially my mom. All of the women in my family have had have had children extremely young, as children themselves. My grandma, I think her first kid was at like 15 or 16. Sus. And like, my grandma has had 6 kids, I think. Yeah, 6 kids. My mom, her first kid was at 21, I think. It was actually pretty late for her family. But she had 2, like 21 and then 22, and then I came really later. But she has 3 kids. And then, like, my aunt on my mom's side she's actually gay and, like, chose not to have children, like, physically, but she has, like, donated her eggs for other people to have kids, which I think is really cool. And then she, like, those are, like, the only, like, women on that side of my family. My sister, she doesn't have kids, but I know that she wants them. And then, like, the women on my dad's side of the family, like, again, same thing. My grandma, like, had, like, 6 kids really young, got married really young, first kid really young. And then the women in my family on that side, like, one of my aunts, she had, again, kids really young with a really abusive guy, really bad situation. One of my other aunts is, I suspect she's a witch, actually. But she has not had kids, if I'm certain, but due to health issues. Because there's also been some there's also just been some like health issues in my family as well when it comes to that with the women. Like the women in my family, we really struggle with some really heavy like reproductive stuff. That's okay. Everybody has their struggles and we're doing our best to figure it out. I'm glad you're doing this video because it brings awareness to this topic. I've made it an art piece. I made an art piece about the Roe v. Wade and how it affects women across the world. I literally did research. I'm not trying to make fun of you. It's just that's how I heard it in my head. I'm sorry. Like, I'm glad you did research, but like, I literally did research, dude. Like, you should listen to me. Like, I should tell people that. They don't take me seriously. Mr. Usama, thanks for joining the live. Your eyes, oh, heart, love to you. Thank you for joining the live. Taking a break from magic today. Actually, no, lucky number 26. I'm telling you guys why I'm child-free, because it's very much informed through my witchcraft practice, you know, and I'm not the only wild witchy woman on the planet who's choosing to pursue her spiritual evolution instead of having kids, who's choosing to pursue her, you know, her empire in the world, her like kingdom or queendom, if you will, you know, like I'm the king of my world, you know what I mean? Like I'm not gonna like let anyone take that away from me, you know, like I've had so much suffering in my life, unnecessarily so, on my back sometimes, because I've simply put my well-being and responsibility in the hands of other people who necessarily didn't deserve to take care of me like that. Nor did I have any business giving them that kind of like control over my life, because like I wasn't married to them. Like, what the fuck? I just didn't have a very good example of healthy relationships growing up, and so I kind of had to learn the hard way of how to have a good one, you know, and now I'm really, really blessed to be with a really incredibly good person. Like, my boyfriend is the sweetest man I've ever met. Like, he shows me and reminds me every day that good men exist, and it literally, I didn't think that was gonna happen. I'm telling you, right now, after I broke up with my ex, I literally was like, I'm never touching a man again. Ew. I was so grossed out. I was so not into it. And then this guy, we were friends for 7 years before we started dating. And honestly, I recommend just being friends first. You know, there's such a huge emphasis on romantic relationships and having kids. And I think it's a way of just kind of creating little workers instead of creating communities and connections with those around you. You know, like, I'm prioritizing falling in love with the hatchlings. I'm prioritizing falling in love with my best friends. Like, I'm prioritizing falling in love with my boyfriend. I'm prioritizing falling in love with myself and my spirit team and my God and my goddesses and my guardians. And why is that wrong? Why am I not allowed to do that unbothered? Why is that not good enough as a woman for me, in my experience? My family, some friends, some people around me, even some people in the comment section of my video have tried to make me feel like what I choose to do in my life will never be good enough because I don't have kids. You know? And I just choose to challenge people's perspective on being like, actually, like, what I do is pretty badass, and what other wild witchy women without kids are choosing to do is pretty badass, you know. And that doesn't take away from women who are choosing to have kids, because women who are choosing to have kids is pretty badass. Yeah? Can we leave a like on the live for women who are choosing to have kids of their own volition? Do you know how much courage that takes? Like, women who choose to have kids on their own have more balls than any man on the planet. I dare you to debate me in the comments right now because I'm not wrong, okay? I'm just not wrong. You know, like, it's so scary to have kids. Oh my gosh. I just like, and then there's moms who choose to do it again and again and again. And I'm just like, oh gosh, that is something else. That is like literally God is mom. God is mother. God is the mother. Like, I don't care. I drop the mic. Have a good day. That's the vibe. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Team balls. Yeah, Ethan Hollinger, thanks for joining the live. Good to see you as always. I am woman. I agree. You're funny. H.H. Rose, good to see you. Thanks for joining the live. No, but honestly, like, I think, like, the act of having, like, the act of creating a child is the most magical act, like, anyone can do, is, like, as a form of creation, is, like, literally create another life, you know? Like, that is, like, my ultimate boss power, I guess you could say. At least in my personal spiritual experience, I feel very sacred, and I have a lot of spiritual connection, you know, through, like, that practice, right? Through, like, my menstruation. I've talked about this a little bit earlier on the live today, how, like, my period is really important to me, like, as a witch. Like, it's incredibly powerful for me and, like, personal in my practice. Like, I don't need to tell you the details about it. I can't tell you the details about it on YouTube. It's not allowed. Sorry. But, like, I just, it's a huge part for my life, and I'm not interested in disrupting that. I'm not interested in trying to overthrow the flow that I have been trying to get under control my entire lifetime. I had a normal life until I was 13, and then I started having menstrual cycle, and it completely ruined my life once a month. I just suffer from difficult periods. Like, you know, like, relax. Like, why is there such this huge emphasis on who, like, men and women need to be? Like, no. Like, just let men and women be who they want to be. Like, it's not even about, like, wild women choosing to have, like, no kids or choosing to have kids or whatever the fuck the title is. Like, no, it's not even, like, that serious. It's, like, literally, can we just, like, let human beings, like, be the way they want to be? Like, can we just, like, let human beings be their geeky, cheeky, and freaky selves? Like, can we just, like, let, like, not take it so seriously? Like, remember, like, earlier in my other lives, I was saying, like, we're so concerned about pointing our fingers to what everybody else is doing, we're completely ignoring what's going on inside of us, and we're trying to avoid sometimes what's going on inside of us, and that's exactly why the world looks the way it does, is because more people do not have the self-regulation skills they need to be a legitimate adult. Yeah, Faisy, can we all just live? Can I just live my life? Can I just have, like, faith that, like, the government is gonna help the people? What a concept. Oh my gosh. Like, that, like, you have to understand the kind of family that I come from. Let me give you guys some context. I was raised by, like, police officers and lawyers and, like, firemen and, like, military veterans and, like as into the American government as you can get type of, like, family members I have, you know? Like, even probably a politician somewhere. Like, I have a huge family. Trust me, it's huge. Like, hundreds of people in my family. I lose track sometimes. But, like, there's just, like, so much, like, privilege and, like all of that. But then on top of it, guys, guess what? There's, like, this huge emphasis on being Christian and this huge emphasis on being proud to be an American, which, cool, weird a little bit. And then, like, the only issue is that, like, my grandpa, like, literally immigrated to the United States from Ireland as a kid to survive. Like, we literally were fleeing, like the repercussions from, like, British colonialism. Like, that's when my grandpa came to America. Like, and my family seems to forget that context. And then I, like, tell them, oh, did you know that this and that is, like this is, like, part of, like, Irish, like the cultural pantheon for, like, our Irish heritage. Like, this is, like, what I learned about, like, Ireland myths. I'm like, oh, did you know about, like, fairies and dragons from Ireland? Like, what? It blows my mind. And they're like, go to church. Joseph Santana. Child, breathe. I'm breathing more than you breathing. Relax, Joseph. You breathing. I'm breathing. You breathing. I don't know. I'm sorry. I've been watching too many stupid shows recently. It's the only way that I am. You know what? Here, guys, let me just make everybody's life easier. Okay, have a good day, guys. That was how easy was that? Okay, I don't need it. Okay. But anyway, like, I don't want you guys in the chat to get too distracted either. Like, we're just gonna have some, we're just, like I said, like, relax. Like, we don't need to criticize people. We don't need to, like, get mad at them for the way they express themselves. We don't need to, like, be so bothered. Like, why are you so bothered? Like, why are people so bothered? Are you okay? Maybe that's what I should stream about. How are you guys doing? Are you guys having a good day? I swear to God, Irish and Scottish people have the coolest fucking mythology. Would Jamaicans just have doopies in the rolling cap? Phantom of the Sea. No, 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 no. That's not true. I like learning a lot about, like, just people's spirituality from everywhere, if that makes sense. Go to church is what they all say when they don't find answers. Yeah, Daisy, you never know. Some people, like, really, like, there's definitely some people who benefit from going to church and find God there, and that's great. But, like, it was a really damaging experience for me. Thank you. Next. Ooh, point for the village. I had my very Christian neighbor thank me for teaching her 5-year-old that alternative people are loving and kind. Yeah, see, exactly. Like, sometimes children genuinely have, like, this, like, ego about them, and this is part of growing up. You have to understand this is not the child's fault. This is part of, like, developing a human identity, okay? Excuse me. They will literally go through a phase where they just do not listen to their parents. They don't give a fuck what you say. You could say the most legitimate, like, coolest thing ever, but it is null and void simply because you are mom. Simply because you are dad. Like, children go through that, like, that phase, right? This is why the village is so important, because sometimes all it takes for a child to, like, be corrected and feel like they have, like, a better sense of direction in their life, or they are more respectful, or they're not lashing out as much, is because they have other adults who set a good example for them too, that are just not mom and dad. Like, they need someone else to look up to. Like, it can't all come from mom and dad. Like, that's not good for a human's development. It's just not. It's just not. Like, that is the phase that I found drugs. Whoa! I'm glad my dad is not in today's stream. For those of you guys who are new, my dad often jumps in the live. He often chats with us. It's awesome. We love my dad for his supportiveness. It's really cool of him. Dragon Father, leave a like for Dragon Father. But this video might give him a heart attack. He's gonna watch it sometime, but, like, it's just, you know, it's fine. It's fine. Like, this is the thing. I'm totally open to having kids. Like, it's something that I've wanted to do in my lifetime. I think about it. I have dreams about it. Like, it's almost happened a few times, guys. But I just am not satisfied with my environment. I'm not satisfied with the state of my nest, and that is not my problem. I'm just a bird here. Okay, I'm just a bird here looking for a place for my little ego. Okay, and my little ego is not feeling safe and comfortable in the earth of the United States of America. Damn it, I wish it was. I wish it was a better situation. I would love to make content about my journey as a mom. This would be cool. Oh my god, dad has arrived! LOL, I've actually been watching for the last 15 minutes. Oh my god, that's so funny. Shout out to Dragon. Well, there you go, dad. Someone's giving you a shout out before you manifested. So, Daisy, you manifested my dad in the chat. That's for you. That's fucking hilarious. I'm just really happy I don't have kids a lot of the day. Like, my little Eggo waffle, Jay the Gay. Yeah, same. I just have this one waffle, this one Eggo waffle, and it's just not safe outside, and it's not safe inside, and I'm just sad about it, okay? Like, I just need a nest for my Eggo. My Eggo waffle needs a nest. I'm gonna cry, because I was in acting class, and I know how to, like, cry on command. So, this is not real tears, okay? Like, you can tell when my tears are real or not, because, like, my eyes just, like, look a little bit, like, a little, like, doe eye, I guess, but, like, when I'm really crying, like, my nose is, like, dripping and drooling and stuff. That's how you know I'm actually crying. Oh, hello, Mr. Dragon. I didn't mean to summon you. Oh my gosh, what a fun introduction to your first live stream, Paisley. Good to have you here. To get revenge on my father for emotionally abandoning me for so many years, I regaled him the tale of how I got my first period. Oh my god, Phantom of the Sea, that's so funny. Did your dad, like, did he, like, vomit? Like, you have to tell me about that, because, like, I don't know how that would go. Like, tell me, I need to know the details. You can't just drop a bomb like that. By the way, 30s when she got married to that abusive guy. Oh, thanks for correcting me, Dad. She was feeling pressure from people to get married. It was too late. Okay, well then there you go. She's literally the opposite spectrum of, like, what I'm talking about today. Like, oh man. Yeah, there's just so much going on with that one. That's a whole can of worms that I'm gonna have to open later. Olive Garden is fast food disguised as fancy restaurant to make poor people feel like they're rich. Phantom of the Sea. I know we've been speaking a lot of facts today, guys, but that one today, that one's the truest one. The truest one. Why did it taste like fast food Italian? Last time I went, I was so ashamed. They took my boyfriend there, and I was like, oh god. And we're never going back there, so it's fine. It's fine. All jokes aside, cool when Dad on things. Yeah, you know, like, see, that's why, like, people who are like, oh, you don't want to have kids because you got daddy issues. It's more present. Probably is. You know, like, no offense. Like, I hope, I'm really grateful for my dad. That's the whole point I'm trying to make. So leave a like on the laugh for Dragonfather. Cheers to you, Dad. I miss you. I need to call you soon. I've been having a really shitty period and I still gotta do my job. You know, yeah. But anyway, thanks for your support always, Dad. You're awesome. I love you. Yeah, look. My dad cried and threw up. Why? Why did he cry and throw up? Should it be that? Hail to you, Papa Draco. Your daughter is a wonderful role model. Oh, that's so sweet. You guys are so sweet. I'm gonna cry in the chat. It's not even my live anymore. It's my dad's chat. No worries. I love you too. Oh, thanks, Dad. You're sweet. Long story short, I got my first period at a hometown buffet. On my 16th birthday, I got my period and shit all over the floor. One time I was taking a bath and proceeded to throw up digestive chicken. Yeah, we have all the time in the world for explicitly graphic period stories on this channel. If that's not for you, maybe unsubscribe. Am I back? They cut me for saying bad things. Please let me come back. They cut my live for me saying bad words. I swear, no graphic period stories, I swear. I hate YouTube. I love YouTube. What are you talking about? Let her say period. Exactly. Period. Daisy, YouTube is tripping because I said too many bad words. I'm not allowed to be a woman on YouTube. I'm sorry. Doing too well. I'm sorry. Okay. No matter your religion, you can read some verses from the Holy Quran if you like. Just a suggestion. Echo Stadiums. Do you want me to actually shake you right now? This is how I want you to know that I use every single resource possible to inform what I practice in my life. I actually want you to know that I do read some verses from the Quran sometimes, okay? It's actually a pretty good book. I also read some verses from the Bible, okay? I do. It's a pretty good book as well. This is the Quran that I've been recommended. It's called The Clear Quran, the English only. This is a good one. We also, funny enough, actually got this Bible from a witchy store. So we also read this Bible. This is this is the Holy Bible, the King James Version. This is a reference edition. I love the way that, like, the Bible sounds. Okay, I know this. Okay, here we go. This is gonna be funny coming from a witch, but here we are. Here we are today telling you guys some weird things. So I know it's funny hearing that from me, saying I love the way the Bible sounds. Like, I know you could say, oh, read the Bible, I love the way that sounds. No, no, no. Like, when you move a Bible, like the way the pages sound when you like turn it, like, yes. I literally like this, literally the sound of this brings me closer to God. Like, that is the sound of God right there, okay? I love the texture and whatever this tiny little tissue paper of a page is. I am obsessed. I've always been obsessed with the texture and sound. It's probably because I got the tism, okay? But it's like, oh my gosh, I just love it, okay? But like the sound of the Quran, okay, like sometimes I'll genuinely just listen to people like speak it in Arabic, and I'm just like, this is the most beautiful thing I've ever heard, you know. Like, I'm always loving to learn new languages. I like to listen to indigenous languages. I need to expose myself to these things. It's good for your brain, people. It's good for your brain. Oh, Shadowlands Radio, thank you so much for the super chat. I have a Crooked Path and Psychic Witch. Any recommendations on which to read first? Honestly, I think that the best guide in our practice is honestly our intuition and following our spirit team. Like, and the best way to get close to your spirit team is to work on just being a better person and confronting your shadows and confronting your fears and doing your best to show up for your community. At least this has been my experience in life, and I find that my quality of life went up the more that I focused on developing my psychic abilities. So maybe that would be a great place to go. See, this is another reason why I am choosing like not to have kids right now, is because like I'd rather do things like develop my psychic abilities. I'd rather do things like develop my understanding of reality. Like, I'd rather do things like get better at manifesting. I'd rather like, you know, like develop a better practice of taking care of myself. Like, these are things that I'm more interested in, if that makes sense. Sensory Bible, exactly. I love the sound of the Bible. It's so good. If you guys have like a Torah that you guys recommend, like if you guys have an English version of like the Jewish sacred text for me to read, I need a better version, so please let me know. I love Bible textures too. Aren't they so good? I enjoy the stories people tell me from the Bible. Yeah, they're really fascinating sometimes. That's ASMR for you. Yeah, it's so good. I love it. It's so much fun. My mom has ancient copies of the Bible looking like behemoth tomes. It's so much fun. I love listening to my dog snore. Oh, I can't stand snoring, so I don't know how that happens. I know that it like genuinely like helps people sometimes like feel relaxed, but it genuinely just makes me want to like shoot myself in the head a little bit. So that's like one of my first deal breakers, I know, with a guy, is like, if you snore, that's awkward. So I'm very fortunate to be with a man who does not snore. I thank God for that every night. Honestly, I'm gonna go to sleep now. I absolutely love this live and open a lot of new perspectives for me. Oh, Jay the Gay, you're so amazing. Here, I'll give you the emoji back. Yay! Thank you for joining the live, and I hope you sleep well. And if you're new here, I hope you choose to subscribe and come back some other time. Signing off now. Just so you know, I'm not listening in anymore. Have a great night, y'all. Dad. Oh, you're so funny. Everybody leave a like on the chat for my dad. He's the cool kid today. He was the MVP. It was truly my dad's channel today. You're absolutely right. Lucky number 26. That's cool that your dad... It's cool that your dad chats on your channel. Yeah, lucky number 26. We call him Dragon Father. Leave likes in the chat for Dragon Father. I bedazzled my sketchbook with little gems so I could run my Timsy fingers against it and zoom my Timsy brain. Timsy brain! Oh my gosh. Yeah, you know, see, like this is the only thing I need to say. Like, more wild witchy women are choosing to be child-free because they just don't want to have kids. Like, that's the live. Have a good day. No. Another reason is like, it's just a sensory overload. Like, I cannot do that. Oh, I've been a long time supporter. Yay! I'm glad. I'm sure I've seen you before. but like honestly, dude, like I'm telling you, like I used to be so like intimidated to talk about this topic, like especially as a witch, because like it's not unbeknownst to me that there's a lot of like moms and like families who like watch my videos with their kids. Like, first of all, wow, that like blows me away. Like that actually is the biggest honor I've ever heard in my life, that you like think that my content is good enough for your child. Like that's amazing. Like I genuinely covered in chills thinking about that. But like I I'm not trying to like, you know, like step on their toes. Like I know I have a lot of moms who watch my channel, and I like hella support moms. I make a lot of content that supports moms and centers moms, because I believe that we need a society that centers like women and children and like mothers essentially. But like at the end of the day, in order to have a society like that, we need a place and a space like for women to be supported like radically. Like women need radical support when they choose to have children. They just do. And like what they usually get is radical abandonment. And that's a huge reason why women are saying no thanks. You know, it's really sad. Like how many women in this world would simply have kids if they had radical support from those they loved. You really want to talk about some hard truths? How many women who choose to be mothers cry after they have their kids because they feel like their family abandoned them? I see you, mama. You know, like that's why wild witchy women are choosing not to have kids anymore, because they know too many women who have to deal with that burden silently, and only very recently has the internet given us access to each other's voices and each other's stories and each other's grievances, and we're seeing that all of us thinking that we were living such a very isolated experience are actually living the same lives with our sisters all around the world more than we ever realized. And that's why most of us are choosing to opt out now. But it doesn't have to be like that. Like, I'm not here to like take the perspective of like, all men trash, like all men suck. Like, no, I love men. I adore the men in my life, you guys. Like, I have such good, healthy men around me, and like they inspire me to be a better woman. And like when I am a better woman, I inspire them to be better men. Like that's what I'm talking about on this channel. Like that's the kind of like vision I'm trying to go for with humanity, because like we are of each other. Like we need each other, you know what I mean? Like we're a social species. Like if we were meant to be any other way, like we would be another way. Like, and there are people who are like not just so like women and not just so like men. Like they're maybe neither, or somewhere in between, or a little bit of both. And like all of it's valid, because like the part of the human experience is just to create, to explore, and to experience things. Sometimes it's just to have fun, to eat fruit, and to fuck each other. Like that. Sometimes it's literally that simple, okay? Like, so please just relax, okay? Like it doesn't need to be so serious. Like the only thing that matters is like making sure that it's safe for everybody to like explore themselves, you know, in a way that doesn't hurt other people. Like, why does that have to be so hard? Like, and the women who are choosing not to have kids, they're choosing sometimes their safety. They're choosing sometimes like the unknown. They have no idea what's ahead of them, but they just know that like that's better than anything else that's ahead of them, you know? Some boomer at my job asked if I was a man hater, and I said, do I look like an idiot to you? Men are too important. That's so funny. No, men are so cool. Like, I'll literally, like, end the stream with some, like, love for men. Like, let me tell you something. The people who broke me the most in this world have been men. But let me tell you something else. The men who have just helped me put myself back together better than anyone in this world have been men who've held that space for me. You know what I mean? Like, I am not saying that men are better than women, and I'm not saying that women are better than men. I'm saying moms are better than men. But what I am saying is that, like, I personally am just trying to do my best to have a good life and I have boundaries for everybody in my life, and it doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman or neither or both or any of it. Like, it doesn't matter who you are as a human being. If you don't meet certain standards, if you cross certain lines, like, you just are not around. You're not allowed access to me anymore. Like, and I'm a very extremely loyal person to my own detriment. And because I know that about myself, I have to be so hardcore and sometimes militant with who I am allowed to keep company with. Because if I don't have those standards, I will love the wrong people fearlessly and sometimes into my own oblivion. And it's so sad, and I don't deserve that. You know? I literally, as I'm speaking, I'm getting some love from my boyfriend because he's amazing and checks on me. He's an actually decent person. You know what I mean? I just have to tell him, hey. But I hope Alive has been doing well, you know. Hope you guys have been doing good so far. Let me know your comments. David K, hey, thanks for joining live. I love men when they're good people. Yeah, I hear you. Yes, keep your semen away from me. Yes, I know. You're so funny, Phantom of the Sea. It literally makes me giggle reading your fucking chats all the time. Just woke up from a nap. Hey, Tragic Nostalgic. Celeste is in my village tonight. Oh my god, I need to go play Animal Crossing. I decided to restart my town. I'm trying to, like, redo it to get, like, the best town ever. Not like my old Animal Crossing that I've, like, made videos on. Not that island. That island still exists, but my boyfriend recently got me a new Switch, and, like, I had another island on it, but I just kind of, like, wasn't feeling it, so I wanted to, like, restart it. And I want to make this, like, new island, like, specifically just for, like, I want to make it, like, a relaxing sensory experience for me when I have, like, meltdowns. Like, that is the entire point of this next thing. Do you watch anime? Yes, actually. A lot of people tell me, like, that, you know what's funny? A lot of people told me when I was a kid, they're like, oh my gosh, you have anime eyes. And I was like, what does that mean? So that's how I found anime as a kid. So that's funny. Will you be on for much longer? Tragic Nostalgic for you? Yeah, I'll stay on for 30 more minutes. Doing a Star Trek binge. Ooh, I love Star Trek. Mint, such a good show. There's this, there's this one movie of Star Trek that has, like, this cyborg woman hive mind type thing. She was goals when I was a kid. Loved her as a kid. Can I recommend something? You can do whatever you want in this chat. Y'all have free will. Voyager. Love Voyager. That sounds familiar. I'm going to an anime con with my girlfriend soon, actually. Yeah, Twinkle Plasma. I'm actually really trying to do my best here, get my game face on, now that I am better in life, like, doing better mentally, mostly, and I'm in a healthier environment, and I just, like, I'm, like, getting more space and stuff, like, for, like, taking care of myself, just personal space. I really want to start cosplaying. It's, like, incredibly, like, important to me, like, always wanted to do stuff like that. I've, like, been to a couple, like, Comic-Cons when I was a really little kid. I was, like, so small. But yeah, I, like, really would love, like, the dream is to cosplay some of my favorite characters and go to, like, cons and stuff. It would be amazing. Having a hard time finding unicorns. Any tips on how to connect? Should I just keep vibing with them as a whole? No, Tragic Nostalgic. I would definitely work on healing your, your feminine wounds, your feminine wounding. Where are you afraid to nurture yourself? Where are you afraid to destroy yourself for the better? Kind of start there. Kind of start with getting in touch with your, like, feminine side and being comfortable with that, you know? And the unicorns are going to love that. They're going to love that. So I hope that helps. Cosplay, I love it. We are cosplaying Cult of the Lamb at the con. Her as a lamb and me as, oh, that's so cute! What's a wild witchy woman? Sun Digest 11. Thanks for joining live. If you are new here, we talk about magic here on the channel, magic and witchcraft through like just a whimsical perspective. I personally am a draconic high priestess. I've been practicing witchcraft for nearly 20 years, but been working with dragons for 15 years. And we're the people who literally cast spells. We're people who are very much in tune with nature. You might know a wild witchy woman as a goth or as a hippie, for example. These are just some examples of what wild witchy woman might show up as in your wild world experience. But the reality is each one of us, women, are capable of being a wild witchy woman. Some of us are just more in tune with it than others. And a lot of us are just kind of working on ourselves rather than having kids. That's kind of the live. That was the whole point of the live. That was the live in 5 seconds. I hope that you enjoyed it. Sun Digest 11 dragons. Yes, my name is Azura Dragonfeather. I've been working with dragons in a spiritual sense. Some people choose to work with like God or like Allah or like Shakti and Shiva or Buddha. I work with dragons and I talk about that here. So if you're interested in that, leave a like or subscribe to the channel for more. It would mean a lot to me. Also screw Nia Okami. She's a bad person. Oh, I don't know who that is. I feel like I should know who that is. I'm sorry about that. I stumbled into working with unicorns by accident. They found me when I was at my lowest and helped me find my inner child. Oh my gosh. You know what, actually? You know what helped me really connect with, what's called unicorns? Starting to heal my inner child, that was a huge one. Starting to heal my trauma, that was another one. Getting in touch with my femininity, absolutely. And then the real kicker that really brought unicorns forward into my like almost like daily experience is working with angels. Unicorns and angels are very similar in vibration, so I hope that helps. I didn't understand most of that, but I love your vibe. Oh, thanks, man. Love your vibe too. That's kind of just, we do this thing every day, like every 24 hours I go live here called The Daily Dose of Dragonfeather, and it's like a throwback to what I used to do because I've had this channel for like 12 or 13 years. I made this channel to see if magic is real when I was like an actual 12-year-old child, and I'm glad to tell you that it is real. Hey, hi, hello. That's why I still have a literal channel making this content. So yeah, I just kind of keep making content about that, and I have been missing from this channel for like 3 years because of my mental health. It was so bad, but now we do the Daily Dose of Dragonfeather lives to have the daily dose in a way that the YouTube algorithm likes. They don't like me posting videos every day. That's really sad, but they love the lives, so thanks YouTube for the lives. I appreciate it. My new Dragon Guardian noticed me because he noticed me watching you last night. That's funny. Well, that's an honor to hear because if the Dragon Guardians in your world are happy you're watching my channel, then I must be doing something right. So that is truly an honor and a privilege. I grew up with the 90s MLPs and Sanrio helped me, still does. Yeah, same, tragic, nostalgic. Literally, I still have a box of that shit in my closet. On all levels of the surface, on all levels except physical, I am a wolf. Yeah, I love that guy. Person who claimed to be Ethereum became a meme. I'm friends with their exes. She's bad news. Oh no, I was on her podcast. Oh no, that's so stressful. I hope you're okay. I think I met a darkness unicorn and I'm confused. Hello, he's black and gray. No, dude, I don't know enough about unicorns to really dive into that right now, but I will learn more and I will get back to you on that. I'll do a whole like stream on unicorns. We'll do like a mythical creature week for the Daily Dose of Dragonfeather, like sometime in the summer. But yeah, I need to explore Unicoven more. I don't know of many fellow practitioners who work with unicorns, to be honest. You would love Unicoven. It's pretty much all geared towards working with unicorns. Let's help our dragon girl with a sub and a like, guys. Oh, Faisy, you're the win. You're awesome. I love Brittany. That's awesome. I don't know who Brittany is, but we love her too, I guess. Me and a few others are working on more amino content. Yay! That's so amazing. As a man, this is difficult for me to understand. That's okay. I'm sure it might be kind of, you know, out of your like your normal like area of focus, but the fact that you're taking the time to like, you know, try and learn really means the world to me as a woman, just so you know. It's really just, you have to understand that when you're a woman and you're capable of birthing a child and you're capable of becoming pregnant and you're capable of taking on all of the like health risks that go into that, you have to understand that to have a child for a woman is just a different kind of investment than it is for a man. And it always will be, you guys. Like, it's always gonna be like that, okay? Like, you know, like, yes, there are some people like who like there are some like men who were born in female bodies and there are some women who were born in male bodies. That is a like conversation for a different topic, but I'm saying for this particular like argument's sake, I guess you could say, like, you know, like the ones with the uterus, we're gonna talk about them as women, and the ones with the like, you know, balls, I have to censor myself because YouTube hates me. So we're gonna talk about you guys as men. I'm sorry, that's so crude. Why do I have to pick such weird words, YouTube? Don't make me censor myself. But Shadowlands Radio, thank you so much for the super chat. Watch the latest episode of Star Trek Discovery with the cyborg where you're talking Commander Discovery of the Borg. Yeah, the Borg Queen. Yeah, I love the Borg Queen. She's so cool. Ball people. I'm so sorry. Don't quote me on that. I'm so sorry. That is so cringy. I'm just trying to like not get flagged by YouTube's like, they hate certain words, okay? They genuinely do, and they do not want me to like say any of the words that are like to label the testicle. Okay. Our besties with the I'm gonna piss my pants. Okay. So, you guys are killing me. Like I said, the title of this video should be "The Hatchlings Make Me Laugh for an Hour or More." It's literally that. That's what it's supposed to be. But the ball people and egg people, yes, that's what we're gonna refer to them. Okay. I think you broke her. Yeah, you did break me. I'm back though. We have fixed it, okay? You have to understand as a ball person that for an egg person, it's a huge investment on every level of life. And statistically, it doesn't look good for us, okay? The hoochie havers, the wiener wielders. You guys, you're killing me. You're killing me. Oh my god, I really hope that I hope that this doesn't get demonetized. I promise, YouTube, we are so good. We are such good kids. We are good children to Big Brother, and all we want is monetization to pay for the food. That's it. That's all. That's all we want, my friends. So please. Oh gosh, sometimes I feel like I have to sacrifice a goat to the algorithm gods to be relevant. It's so sad. It's so sad. It's definitely a huge investment. I don't think there's any denying that. Yeah. You know, like, that's all. I'm just trying to remind some people who are just like, you know, you're never gonna amount to anything. Here, this is how it sounds to me as a woman, okay? Who can have kids? If you as a woman are not gonna have kids, then you have no value. You belong in the kitchen making sandwiches for your children and supporting the man's furtherment of his offspring. Do you understand? And I am just like, no. That does not sound like a good idea to me. That doesn't sound like a collaborative effort. You know, having a child is supposed to be such a sacred act of like co-creating a life together with somebody. Like, when did we forget that? YouTube clapped my cheeks and stole my monetization. Screw them, I got a second channel. Yeah, Phantom of the Sea, I understand. I can confirm that this life is getting demonetized. Nah, it's not getting demonetized, actually, because I would have gotten a flag. I would have been flagged. Hold on. My boyfriend's texting me, so sweet. I'm just letting him know I'm live. I just have to let him know that maybe he should join the live. Maybe I can get another viewer, you know what I mean? We got my dad in the live. Let's see if I can get my babe in the live. He is outside working right now, so we'll see. But yeah, so if you guys don't know who my boyfriend is, his name is Adilcy Music here on YouTube. He makes pop music. He's actually a rock, like he was a rock star, but now he's a pop star. Like, I have never seen a more impressive man in my entire life. Like, you have to understand, I literally, he's my hero. Like, that's all I'm gonna say. He's a really cool guy. You should check out his music. It's incredible, and a lot of his songs are written about me. It's really sweet. So definitely support him. He's so sweet. Have you thought of potentially regretting not having children when you're older? No, because I've adopted the hatchling plan. I'm already a mom. Like, this is why I think people, like, kind of get a little triggered when they say, like, oh, in order to be a mother, you have to have your own child from your own parts. Like, that is what is the requirement. Like, no. Have you heard of adoption? It also happens in the animal kingdom. Like, women are capable of, like, adopting other humans or creatures and loving them like children. Like, I also am the mother of a cat. She's my child. I've adopted her. Everything I do is for her. Do you understand me? Everything I do is for her. I do it for her toys, for her treats, for her food, for her happiness, okay? And to get her beds. She needs little beds, okay? She's my baby, okay? But my hatchlings are my children, okay? I care about you guys. I care about your well-being. I want to make sure you're eating enough. I want to make sure you're sleeping properly. I want to make sure you believe in yourself. I want to make sure you have confidence. I want to make sure you're not being bullied. And if you are, you have the tools to confront that. I want to make sure that your rights aren't being violated. I want to make sure that you're getting to school safely and you're getting home safely. And if school looks like work to you because you're an adult, that's fair. I want to make sure that's happening too. You know, like, you know, I already have kids. Fuck it. Yep, we hatchlings are a full-time job enough. Yeah, you are a full-time job. You guys are crazy. Crazy little chickens. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. You guys are fine. But yeah, cheers to my children, the hatchlings. Honestly, I love you guys. Like, I don't know what to do without you, honestly. My whole world. Okay. Probably gonna start a new job soon. Yeah, me too. You know, I think about it all the time. I'm never leaving the channel though, so there's that. To be honest, I would love to do YouTube as a full-time job because one, it's a work-at-home job. Two, I don't have to deal with waking up at 4 a.m. and walking to work because I can't drive. Phantom of the Sea. If you want to do YouTube as a full-time person, I will definitely make a live about this, about how I've, like, made it my full-time career. But, like, here's the thing. If you want to do YouTube full-time, you absolutely have to know that for some part of it, when you're going full-time, it might be a grind and you might not sleep very much. But the best tip I can give you is just to try and make as many ways to monetize yourself as possible, as many sources of revenue as possible, and any way you can to try and automate the process as possible is what's gonna help you in the long run. So whatever that looks like for you is going to be maybe a little different than what it looks like for me. But, you know, that's one thing. Again, my dad, he was here earlier today, but I would not be doing what I'm doing without, you know, the knowledge that he gave me as a kid, you know. My dad was the one who was reading Rich Dad, Poor Dad before it was cool. When I was like a little tiny little kiddo. He was, like, teaching me about cash flow. He used to buy me games, like computer games, like from, like, Rich Kid, Poor Kid, on, like, how to go from the rat race to the fast track. You know, like, he did the best that he could, you know, like, and I love everything that he ever did for me because I would not be who I am today without him. Like, my dad is a rock star, like, and so because of that knowledge, like, I really kind of, like, learned at an early age to diversify my sources of income as much as possible and to try to do whatever I can to, like, have as many sources of income as possible, especially without me being involved as much as possible, you know, like, and the best way to do that is literally, like, digital products right now, like, and so I'm gonna just, like, use my own digital product right now as a plug for an example. So, like, my digital worksheets that I have that are linked in the description of this video, only $3.69 if you want to see how I have been taught by my spirit team, the dragons that I work with, and my spiritual practice specifically, have shown me how to basically master my reality. they have given me the blueprint to have my dream life, and you can too if you click the link in the description. And it just goes over everything you need to know that I used to like go from depressed and almost unaliving myself to on top of my game, making more money than I ever have before, like doing better with my mental health than I ever have before, like feeling securely attached, like having better relationships than I ever have. Like everything that I've ever wanted for myself my whole life is starting to come to like life now because of what's in these worksheets that I've applied to my life. You know, and it's not based on like, oh my god, you just gotta like believe in yourself. Like, no, I give you the science. Like, we're gonna talk about like quantum mechanics, like quantum physics. Like, no, we're gonna talk about like the laws of reality. Like, you know, like not just like, oh my god, the law of attraction. Like, no, we're gonna talk about the law of reversion, the law of detachment, you know, the law of correspondence. We're gonna talk about really how the law of vibration matters. Like, the world is all connected. Everything is all connected. You know what I mean? There's techniques on how to regulate your nervous system and affirm who you are to help you fight those moments where you feel panicked, or when you feel like you have to lash out at people, or when you feel like you need someone else to like emotionally regulate you. Like, it gives you the tools that I use on a daily basis to regulate myself. You know, like that digital product, all I have to do is list that like as a link on my YouTube channel, and then anyone who wants it at any time ever can grab it, right? And that is like automating it in a sense, right? So like I don't have to necessarily be involved in that after I've like put in the knowledge and the work to like create the worksheets and then to like list them. And this is what I recommend to people who want to make YouTube their full-time job. Like, do whatever you can in the beginning to create as many like ways to monetize yourself that like takes like your hard like labor out of the process, and then like charge more for like your actual labor. Like, make sure you're making minimum wage if you're like putting your time into it. Like, this is like what I tell like my own clients who like I don't like, yeah, I've been off of this channel for many years, and I have like clients in real life. I have like a whole new job in real life that I do apart from this. And what I tell my clients in real life is I tell them like diversify your, you know, platforms that you're posting to, diversify your audience as much as you can, and diversify your streams of income wherever possible. You know, like it's all connected. It's all connected. Knowing and learning quantum physics makes me feel big smart. Yeah. You know what? Here. Just one last shout out to my dad, because this whole stream has just been for my dad, I think. He actually sent me these books. I have yet to read them, so I'm not too sure how good they are, but he sent me this one. It's called Electric Body, Electric Health by Aline de McCusick. It's really cool. It says, using the electromagnetism within and around you to rewire, recharge, and raise your voltage. Really interesting, actually. A groundbreaking invitation to look at our bodies, our health, and the world around us as electric. This is what I'm going to start talking more about, because this has been a huge part of my success. This is also what I go into on my worksheets, is how like it's an electric universe. Like, everything is electricity, everything is connected through electricity, like through electromagnetic field. Wow. So excited about this topic, I can't even keep up with myself. He also got me this one. This is Tuning the Human Biofield, Healing with Vibrational Sound Therapy. If I can find a link to this on like the book purchasing part of YouTube, I will leave a link to it. You should do book reviews. I definitely will do book reviews because I have a lot of books actually. So I'll just give you some more books. Let's see. I have one more that I actually recently got off of TikTok. I can totally do like a TikTok shop book review, because I literally buy a lot of really good books from there. The Quran that I showed you guys earlier today is one of those books that I bought off of TikTok shop. So let me just grab this really quick. This is the one that I've been reading recently. I'm sure you guys have seen this on TikTok shop. It's called The Lost Book of Herbal Remedies. I've been focusing, my dragon guardians have been telling me to focus more on my relationship with the land and how to tend the land and how to know what I'm growing and how to cultivate it and identify it in the wild to help people in case I need to. Celeste is a nice name, yeah. I need to go play Animal Crossing as soon as I'm done with this live. Celeste gave me a DIY for a magic wand. OMG, yes! Hype in the chat for Celeste making you a wizard. I'm sorry, I think I got, okay, are we back? I think I got, like, kicked off for a second. Okay. Pressing my cheek to the refrigerator really paid off. That's so funny. You guys are so funny. For some reason, I've been trying to get into Star Wars, but for some reason, my brain keeps rejecting it. Same with D&D. Oh my gosh, I've been, like, trying to get my boyfriend to watch Star Wars with me. I grew up, like, watching them with my dad. Like, every single Star Wars movie I, like, saw in the theaters with my dad. I'm pretty sure every single one, yeah. Not, like, the newer ones. I don't care about the newer ones. I'm talking about, like, the original 6, you know, the original Star Wars movies. I digress. Those ones were the OGs, and they were a huge influence for me to learn about astrology and the stars and planets as a kid. I loved that shit. Loved it so much. I never knew how to pronounce her name till now. That's awesome. Hell yeah. Okay. All I want in my Animal Crossing life is the glowing moon bench chair. That's all I need. That's all I'm missing. I've been trying my whole life to get it ever since it came out, and I still have not been able to get my hands on that DIY. It's tragic. Tragic! Okay, anyway, another random one, but have you ever watched any... Oh my god, I don't even know how to say that. Videos as a cult playlist is pretty interesting. Probably not, because I don't recognize that, but, maybe. Maybe I could check them out. Maybe I should use her name for myself on online magically. Would that be wrong? No, I don't know. Kind of people kind of can do what they want. Like, I don't think you can really own a name. I don't know. I think that's weird. I'm gonna see if I can mooch one more weed brownie off my coworkers so that I can go see that stupid Crow remake. I could have a good time. I keep my tolerance to THC super low so that I can always be, yeah. You know, I would love to do something like that, but I do need to consume a lot of weed sometimes for my period pain. That is the life of a chronic person in their life, but I have stopped smoking, and that has really helped my spiritual experience, so that has been a good one. What got me on the path of the Dragon Rider was the Aragon books. You and me both, my friend. That, Dragon Tales, yes, loved it. Lord of the Rings, yes, loved it. It's just a good time. Like, it was a good time to grow up when I did. I'm very grateful to have the life that I do. I literally am just so humbled every single day, you know, to have the path that I have, you know, like, the good, the bad, the ugly, I'll take it all every day, again and again. I just appreciate it. And at the end of the day, for me, right now, like, that's why I'm just trying to show up for everybody as I can, talking about my passions, because we almost didn't make it, okay, guys? We almost didn't survive depression over here. So the fact that we did, we're just happy to be around. So, like, you can leave me some pretty crazy hate comments, and I'm gonna tell you something right now. It is not worse than what my depression ever said to me, okay? You guys are not creative enough to outdo my depression. So good luck with that. If you want to be a little bit of a rude one in the comment section. Some people like to do that. They like to, like, troll. That's fine. So don't worry about me. Don't worry about me if people are rude. You know, just do your best to focus on the live. That's what I tell people. And we'll do your best to make sure that you guys feel safe in the chat. That's just kind of how it is. I was in high school at the time I read it. That's amazing. Politics. Hiss. Hiss. You're so funny. I actually love politics. I might do a live on politics as a witch. And I've made a video about politics before, I think, on the channel way back in the day. But yeah, I'm actually very involved politically, but I just don't really talk about it because it's like, it's just not the type of, like, it's not good for a music career, if that makes sense. I'm not trying to get my SEO to associate me with politics. That's not what I want my Google ranking to think of me. I needed to think music, okay? We wanted to say music and dragons and magic, and it's a good time, okay? Okay. Technically, I'm chronic too. I got PMDD in secondary dysmenorrhea. Oh, that's so awful. I'm so sorry to hear that. I'm looking to see if I have PMDD. That's kind of like what I'm working with my doctors right now to see if I have, because it's really just, I have a really good life now. Like, I've done a lot of work to really recover from a lot of hard things, and I've put in a lot of effort, blood, sweat, and tears into building a better life for myself. I've really put in that work over a long time, and like the only time I feel like I want to unalive is like right before my period. And it's like, no matter what I do, no matter how much weed I drink, like I can't avoid it. Like, yeah, we'll see what happens though. And when I get an update from my doctor, I'll definitely update you guys, so you guys don't feel like you're alone if you're going through something like that. I love that 13 angels standing around your bed song. Oh my gosh, I don't know if I've heard that one. I was an activist for a bit, but I burned out long ago and had to walk away and focus on my YouTube channel. Fred's Dimension. There's a way to be an activist and there's a way not to be an activist, and the best way to be an activist is in a way that's sustainable. And I had to take time away from my channel and from the world to invest into myself in a way that I will always have time to show up and be an activist for people now. Like, I don't care. I kind of like my dragon guardians, especially. They're telling me if I don't protect what is precious, then they will take everything that they've ever given me away, and like that will be my punishment, is like essentially their abandonment, because like that's the whole point of walking the path of the dragon, is to protect what is precious and to be a light in the dark. And to like basically set yourself on fire and transform the parts of yourself that are holding you back, or to destroy the parts of yourself that are holding you back, to make room to create the parts of you, or to make room for the parts of you to grow that are for your highest good, for your evolution, and for the good of all, you know? Damn, your guardians playing hardball. Yeah, they are. And it's because like that's just why I came to this planet. Like I didn't come to like, you know, play a little game or whatever. Like, I've seen some shit, you guys. Like, I've been through some really ugly things, and one day I'll talk about it. But right now it's not safe for me to talk about things. It will put a huge target on my back, and I can't do that to myself right now. You know, like to a certain extent, I kind of like play dumb a little, especially in my career, to keep myself safe. And I hate that I have to say that. I just know that I can say that 106 minutes into a live, and most people around me right now aren't gonna like notice that. They're not gonna have like enough attention span to like sit through my content and look for me sharing secrets right now. That's why I'm doing content the way that I'm doing it, is because like I'm just different now. Do you know what I mean? Like, the spiritual path that I walk, it just makes me different, you guys. Like, it doesn't matter, you know, like, it doesn't matter who I encounter in my workspace. It doesn't matter who I encounter on these red carpets. It doesn't matter who I encounter in the music industry, who I encounter in Hollywood. It doesn't matter who I work with, or who it is, or what they align to, or whatever it is, or what they believe in. Like, I will never falter again, because I almost lost it all so many times, but I chose to rise every single time. And because I chose to like, you know, heal my addictions, I chose recovery instead of continuing to do that. I chose, you know, to quit smoking. I chose to quit vaping. I chose to quit doing other things. Like, I chose to like, you know, take my health seriously. I chose to, you know, like correct my own bad behaviors. I chose to learn emotional regulation skills. I chose to learn how to regulate my nervous system out of fight and flight constantly. Like, I had to learn how to be a good person again. Like, I had been abused so much, I didn't know how to be a good person. Yeah, that's a thing, people. Hello. It sucks. But like, I had to do all of these things, and because I chose light and love every time, because I chose my evolution every time, that's why like I have the guardians that I do around me now, because they're like you can't ever turn back after what you've been through. There's like a certain level when you choose to go on a spiritual path, especially as a wild witchy woman like me. Like, I'm constantly confronting death and destruction and despair and decay and decomposition every single day. What does it mean to be a light worker? It means to go directly into the heart and soul of darkness and shine, baby. You know what I mean? People are like, oh my gosh, like, I'm like a light worker, and like it's like love and light like all the time. Like, oh my gosh, like, no. That is bleh. I hate that. Like, no, like, it's false. It's bleh. Like, dislike, block, unsubscribe. You know, like, being a wild witchy woman means you're confronting the actual, like, awful shadow of humanity on a constant basis, and you're choosing to be peaceful, and you're choosing to be calm, and you're choosing to be loving and nurturing anyway. You know, there's so much awful things that a lot of women have to go through, especially when they're witches, especially when they're wild, and even especially more when they're wild witches, that push them sometimes to not want to have children, and that is not their fault. That is not like, no, it's not a like, oh, well, this person wins, or oh, they got that, or like, oh, blah 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 blah. Like, no, like, just like leave her alone maybe, and like do your part to make it a better place to be for all of us. Wake up. You know, like, maybe more women in, like, who look like me, who talk like me, who think like me would want to have kids if women like Aya from Gaza didn't have to face losing her family. Please donate to her GoFundMe to escape Gaza on the channel link on my page, please. You know what I mean? That's what matters. Those are the things that matter right now, not me having kids. You know, like, I care about the kids in Gaza right now. I care about the kids in Congo. I care about the kids in Sudan and Haiti. You know, like, I'm worried about making a world better for them first before I ever consider putting my time, my energy, my focus, my health, any of that on the line to have a child. And I just hope that today's live can kind of shed some light on why more wild witchy women are choosing to be child-free these days. And I hope that I kind of gave you a little bit of like an action plan on how to change that trajectory, because I'm telling you right now, like, most women aren't choosing to be child-free because, like, that's absolutely 100% what they want to do. Sometimes women are choosing to be child-free right now because they feel like it's the logical decision, it's the safe option. You know, maybe they even wanted to have a child, you know, but like they gave up on that dream. You know, like, I have family like that, you know, but there's also women who genuinely just don't want kids, and they need to have space for that. And it needs to, like, we need to relax, guys, like, or we're not gonna have anything left, like, period. Okay, like, breathe, calm down, and just, like, let people be who they want to be. Like, let people have access to resources. Like, let people have clean earth, clean water, clean land. Like, let indigenous people have their homes back. You know what I mean? Like, why is it so hard to just, like, chill, man? Yo, man, just grab a doobie and chill, bro. It don't gotta be so serious, bro. You don't all gotta have kids, bro. It ain't that serious, bro. I aspire to be both light work and black magician. Yes. Twinkle Plasm. We don't use the term black magician here on the channel because it has a lot of racist roots to it, but we say like light and dark worker here on the channel. I am both a light and dark worker. I will go into I will work with any type of energy to shift it in any way necessary. So, yeah, you know, that's really all I gotta say, and I hope that you're having a really good day today. This is perfect time for me. Y'all are perfectly timed for me. Every single time I come on live, y'all are the best. And I've been thinking about switching to a vegan diet for the longest time, so instead of saying that I was gonna do it, I just bought some non-meat and dairy substitutes. It's a great place to start. I would love to do a live stream very shortly, or just like soon, you know, within the week, about just diet and your spiritual practice, you know? Oh, honey, I know for a fact that I was black in my past life and burned for being a witch. Oh. I don't really know if I have, I don't really know how I feel about past lives. I'll do a live on that. I probably have a very hot take about past lives. I have a really different idea and take on past lives, so I think it deserves its own, what's it called? Its own life. Dragonfree Rose, I hope I haven't reached the end of the stream. You actually have, but because I love you, I'm gonna stay for another 30 minutes. So leave a like on the stream for Dragonfree Rose, because we're gonna stay longer because she came around. I'm curious about this take. Yeah, I'll get into it later. But before I jump back into live, I do need to use the restroom, so do just give me like 2 seconds, okay? I will be back, so just like hang out for like 5 seconds, okay? So now I'm unmuted, okay. Hey, hi, hello. Curious about the steak? Yes, I know. You too, all of you. Hey, hi, hello. Hey, hi, hey, everybody say hey. Hey, say hi. No, I'm okay. I'm gonna just stop. That was weird. I don't know where that came from. Cheers. I hope you guys have a snack or a little drinksy. I have some medicine in my mug. I got a new mug. Dragonfey got a new mug for the stream, so I can drink my medicine without getting censored. YouTube tried to censor me today for saying I have a period. They did. Everybody was here. They witnessed. They witnessed it. Okay, but cheers, everyone. I hope you guys are doing well. Cozy Girl sings, hey Sarah, so good to see you. Glad you could join the live. We decided to stay for an extra 30 minutes because Dragonfey only caught the end of the stream, so fun. We're doing an extra 30. I'm so excited. I feel much better after going to the bathroom, so I have a lot more time in me now. Those lights are so soothing to my neurospicy brain when I moved inside of my house, that I manifested I'm gonna get some of them. Yeah, we got them on Amazon. Can you guys tell what's wrong with these lights? These side are like super bright and working really well, but this side isn't. So like if you look at this, the colors will like change. Like this color just changed, that color just like died, like you know, like that just died, like that just died. Like it's very glitchy, so we're gonna get some new ones soon. But like my boyfriend designed our studio. Like this is our, like, I'll just give you like a little room tour. So like hold on. This is like where our mic, this is his microphone. It's a Neumann mic. It's actually really expensive. But like this is our cathedral, our amethyst cathedral from Rock Paradise. It's very sweet of them to work with us. They pay us in crystals, so it's very sweet of them. But he like did the lighting up here. He got this neon sign for me and this neon sign for me, and he's Canadian if you didn't know, so he brought a little box of Timbits that we love. The kitty's eating the Timbits. Actually, the kitty was eating Timbits better before, but there was an earthquake that knocked the cat down, so like we haven't like set it up since then. I guess it's just kind of sad. But then I have like, it's kind of a mess over here, you guys. Like, don't judge me, I'm going through my shit. Yeah, I know, it's just anyway. I have my like little lamp and then more lit like the other crystal, and that's where the lights come from. But like I'm actually like moving out of this room into the other room in our apartment, but like we wanted to make this like a studio full time, like just this room just we want it to be like a studio full time. Like, oh yeah, here's the computer with the monitors. It's where the magic happens. Yeah, dude. Adil C is really cool. Like, you should totally check out his music. I'm really excited because I'm gonna be doing music here soon. Got a lot of music to release for you guys soon. We're doing like professional. Like I'm going like hard at the music stuff, you guys. Like, I don't care like what anyone says. Like, I was born with a pop star dream and I ain't dying till I try. Like, so leave a like on the live for music, okay? And please leave a like on the live if you want to see more book talk. Not book talk, but just a book review, I think would be nice. I have a lot of books from book talk, from witch talk, and from just life, you know, that I get. It's really good recommendations, honestly. Literally can't live without holiday and red lights, so soothing. Yeah. I can't wait to basically, like, I'm gonna be making lives on it. I'm gonna be making content on it. I don't know if I'll post it to this channel. Um, Smelly music. No, dude, but seriously, I really want to like keep this channel focused on like magic and like dragons and like my music, like and like there's other things that I love that I just like want to talk about on like other channels, you know? And when those channels are like ready, I'll like share them with you guys, but like the thing is like I am just really trying to focus on getting like really regular, like consistent with this channel first, with my lives, with my shorts, and with my regular uploads, before I really try to like branch out and do anything else outside of the channel super hardcore. Because like, you know, like it's just really important, especially for like the music industry stuff that I've been doing, like behind the scenes, like now that I'm jumping back into my social media, like there's just like I have a new management team too now. Like it's just like I'm operating my channel in like a different way now. I hope I can music professionally eventually. Yeah, dude, like I'm doing my best to like find a way how to make the music industry like more accessible to people who don't know people on the inside of it, you know, like, and the answer to that is absolutely the internet. And so like there's just a lot of things, a lot of parts of my life that I just really haven't even shared on this channel either, that I just don't think like it's really the place to share on this channel. And like there's just like opportunities to grow outside of it too. So that's kind of like what we're gonna do with all of that. I think it's kind of like supposed to be, you know, like I'll always share my music on this channel. I'm always going to share my magic on this channel, and I'm always going to share my passion for dragons on this channel. But like I think everything else just kind of deserves its own place, because this kind of already has its own place, probably for a different life. But what's it like to have a manager and a team? It's just different, you know, like I mean, in some ways it's better, in some ways it's worse. In some ways it's more stressful, in some ways it's less stressful, but like at the end of the day, I prefer having the team that I do have, apart from not having one, because at the bottom line, like having the team, the management team that I do now, I simply just have access to like their skill sets and their resources that I wouldn't have access to if I didn't have a team. And what I learned about that, like, you know, taking a step away from online and being an influencer and being a YouTuber for like a few years and just focusing on my music career on the like in person, like in the industry in person here in LA. One thing that I learned really quickly is that the only thing that really matters is how good your team is. Like an artist is really only as good as their weakest team member. And sometimes an artist is only good as like their like weakest skill if they're the only one like working towards their music. And like that can be really daunting and overwhelming, and it can be really discouraging, but like this is where you have to have faith, and kind of like Delulu is the Salulu a little bit. Sometimes you just have to be like, well, why wouldn't anyone want to hear what I have to say? I'm just going to keep posting, you know, and it all comes into play, you know. But at the end of the day, like the more and more I get like active and able, like I want to be able to give my platform to people to be able to share their music too, you know, like it's just really an important thing to me. I think music is one of the most incredible things in the world. I make fursuits professionally, and I'm living my dream job. Okay, tragic nostalgic. Maybe I need to get a fursuit from you. That sounds amazing. Could you imagine? And is there a dragon feather fursuit? Oh my gosh. Oh my god, that would be amazing. Amazing. Some people would probably not know what the hell they were witnessing though, and that's fine. That's fine. But yeah, hey Nightmare Fuel Studios, good to see you. Hey, hi, hello. We were just kind of talking about why wild witchy women are choosing not to have kids anymore. And why I'm not choosing to have kids anymore. And most of it is because I choose to focus on the magical parts of life outside of that whole shenanigans. My dream job has always been crystal healing, and I'm finally taking steps to do that. Almost got my certificate. See, that's amazing. I'm living for Azura soon. Oh my god, that would be crazy. Twinkle Plasm, I just don't even know where to start on what that design would look like, but that would definitely be a fun project. But yeah, also Cozy Crossing, like, that's super cool, honestly. I definitely would also recommend, if you're doing crystal healing, to also look into crystal sound bowl healing too, because like that on top of the other crystal healing stuff, it hits really good. It's just really good stuff. I hope you guys are doing well. I am starting to kind of feel a little bit because my cramps are just like awful. But like I'll try and stick around for like 10 more minutes. I'm in a poly relationship and none of my girlfriends or I want children. Yeah, I don't blame you guys. Like, it's just not really the time or the place to do it. You know, chronic wrist pain took guitar away from me. I still produce digitally, but I really feel like the performance aspect has been missing. I got a layer recently to fix that, much less strenuous. Yeah, dude, this is something that I struggle with when it comes to just like being active and fit. I have really bad knees from sitting in a weird way as a kid, and also I had a really bad injury in swim. I like overkicked my knee, almost kicked my kneecap off swimming the breaststroke. I used to swim competitively. I was a breaststroke swimmer. Hey, hi, hello. I came in third. One time I came in second. It was awesome. I never came in first, but it was mostly due to my injury that I had. We didn't have the best coaches. They didn't really prioritize teaching us technique. They just kind of like pushed us to do better through fear, and it just, I'm pretty sure, led to an injury for me and my friends. But that's why I kind of dropped out of swim and chose to do choir for like the last part of my experience. But yeah, experiencing my period soon. I know the feels. Yeah, it sucks. My fursuits are on IG. Oh yeah, hell yeah, I'll go check them out. I gotta check that book out or buy it. Interesting. Yeah, dude, Lucky Number 26. It's a really good one. I definitely recommend it. It's been a really good read. I've been also really trying to, you know, with my period cramps, I'm also just trying to see if there's any way for me to find a natural remedy, you guys. Like, I'm so, like, real talk for a second, like, if you're part of the ball squad, you have no idea what it's like. I might get emotional because this is like literally my chronic health issue. You have no idea what it's like to feel like your life is taken from you simply because of what you were born with between your legs. And it's even harder when people tell you the solution to your suffering is to have a child, when it's like, first of all, that's a horrible reason to have a kid. Could you imagine? Hey, Sonny, I had you to fix my health issues. Like, you don't matter. You only exist to help and serve me. No. I just always found that strange when I expressed my struggle to my family with my period, and like all the women in my family told me to have kids instead. I was like, what the fuck are you even saying right now? But like, if you're part of the ball squad, like, you just will never understand how scary and how painful and how demanding it is to have a child, and to not only that, but just have a period, to just be a fertile human being capable of creating a human child. Like, it's a very scary world for us, and if you're on the ball squad, you're just never gonna know. And all the people on the egg squad, all we've been asking for is for you just to understand that. That's really the only purpose of today's live. You know, there was a certain angry guy giving a graduation speech on my feed today, and my guardians told me that I think I'm ready to speak up. Like, I am more than capable to speak up for my experience as a woman. Like, as a woman. As a woman. And I don't need to be afraid to share that anymore. Like, and I don't care how that may affect my experience going forward, sharing just my life as a woman and not being afraid of that. Because, like, being a witch and being a woman, to me, in my experience, has very much been two sides of the same coin. And I know for some people, their experience as a witch is not about being a woman. And for their experience about being a woman is not about being a witch. But I'm not talking about those people. I'm talking about here, my experience on my channel. Me being a woman is very much the same as me being a witch. Me being a witchy woman, they inform each other within my life, and it's just something that I am ready to talk about. So this was kind of like my way of kind of like trying to open that can of worms, you know, because it's a very hot topic. There's a lot of very polarized perspectives on this kind of thing. So I wanted so badly to have natural remedy for my endometriosis, but I ended up having surgery this year, and it's helped so much. Yeah, Cozy Crossings. And at the end of the day, that's why we have modern technology and modern medicine and modern surgeries. It's there for those who need it. Like, the only thing that I've ever like tried to encourage, especially because I have a lot of nurses in my family who really push Western medicine, like, especially in the face of like my type of health issue, you know, I always try to like tell them, like, look, everything exists for everyone who needs it, and it just needs to be available so people can find it if they need it. Why is it, period? That's a sentence. Like, I don't really think like we need to go any deeper than that. Like, I don't really understand why that's complicated, why someone make it make sense. It doesn't make sense. The math is not mathing. Help. Please help. My mom used to take birth control to manage her periods. Yeah, and birth control ruined my body. I will do a video about it, probably not on this channel. Like I said, I'm talking about opening other channels. Like, we're working on other content too, but like right now we're mostly just focusing here. And like, I will talk about like some of my perspectives as being a woman here on this channel, but like through the lens of being a witch, because like in my life, it's very much been the same. Like, my whole life I've been labeled a wild witchy woman, and like I have faced nothing but stigma because of it. And it doesn't even matter the color of my skin. I'm sure like the color of my skin has given me privilege to be more audacious about it, and has given me more acceptance in being that way. And people are like maybe more curious about it than like ready to cut me out of their life simply because of like my white privilege. But guess what? At the end of the day, I can be as white as a ghost. I could be the most perfect white person in the like white supremacy situation, but I'm always gonna be a woman, and I'm always gonna be a witch, and I'm always gonna be wild. And because of that, I'm never gonna fit in. And because of that, I'm always going to be a threat to the system that exists right now. And that's why the wild witchy women are choosing to be child-free, because they do not want to contribute. They do not want to subscribe to this reality, and they do not want to make someone else subscribe to it either. They're just like, no thanks. I am going to block that. I feel insanely blessed. I'm completely 100% sterile. Yeah, you know, and that's amazing. I'm sure that you probably sleep as sound as a little baby, because I know I would. Literally, why my boyfriend is getting snipped after we get engaged, so we can just enjoy our lives and not putting life-threatening birth control in my body, plus my chronic illnesses. Yeah, Dragonfey Rose, you and me are pretty much in the same boat. Like, I don't know about the snipping stuff, but I can't speak for anyone else. I can only speak for myself. And for my experience, like, for me, like, it's never been an issue, and I just, like, I'm okay. I'm not touching that stuff. I'm okay not being on birth control. Like, I'm okay, you know, not getting the surgeries. Like, I'm okay. I just want to be me as I was born to be. Like, can I just enjoy my life that way? Like, why is it so extremely controversial for me as a woman to just, like, enjoy my life in a very loyal monogamous partnership, in a very healthy environment? And before, it wasn't, by the way. It was a very like non-monogamous relationship. Like, I was forced into a poly experience against my will. Maybe I'll talk about it one time, but like, there's just like so many bad things that happened to me in the past that I'm just like past now. And it's because I choose to have the boundaries that I do, and I choose to have the life that I do, and I choose to specifically not pursue having a family like that. It's made my life so magical. Choosing to be child-free has made my life so magical, you guys. Like, I think every day, what would my life look like if I had kids? If I had kids with like that ex, or like that ex, or like even the guy I'm with now, like I don't even know. Like, I would just like completely like just like send a hurricane into the center of paradise that I've created for myself. Like, why would I do that? It's not a logical decision to have children for me. It just doesn't make sense. The end. Okay, thank you for joining the live. I hope you guys had a wonderful day. I hope that you guys know a little bit more about why wild witchy women are choosing to be child-free, just like me, and what we can all do to make a better world. Yeah. Who are you gonna leave your billions to? Land back. I'm gonna give all of my money to the people who deserve reparations. Why is this such a hard concept? Okay, thank you so much for having a wonderful night. I hope you enjoy. I'm going to be making millions and billions to give to the world on behalf of Aaron Michael Ascendio. Thanks for joining live, by the way. Nightmare Fuel Studios, good night. Dragonfay Rose, good night as always. Thank you for being here, being awesome, and just being here. It's just awesome to have you guys. Yeah, heart. Here, I don't have two hands right now, but here's a little hand heart. But anytime, stay geeky, chicken, everything! Little halflings! Woo! Blessed be and bye. And let women not have kids, and let women have kids if they want to, and help make a better world for them to do what they want. Okay, thank you, bye!